Elle est érudite,
Ben oui, hein, toujours, hein.
This is the story of a man named Stanley. Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
Ok.
Employee number
427.
427's job was simple.
Non, c'était 456, je crois. Merde, j'avais pas une facilité.
And he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders
Ok.
came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push,
Ok.
how long to push them, and in what order.
Ah, ça avait l'air
This
très
is what
intéressant.
employee 427 did every day of every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending,
Je te mets une
Stanley
petite série à
relished
côté, on va
every
savoir.
moment that the orders came
Ouais.
in, as though he had been made exactly
Bah,
for
écoute,
this
tant mieux.
job.
Ouais, de fou.
Was happy.
Bah, tant mieux. C'est ce qui
Eh
compte.
bah...
Enfin,
Something very
Moi,
peculiar
mince,
happened.
ok.
Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him
Ah oui, au
to
bout d'une
follow.
heure, ça serait bien, ouais.
No one had showed up
Ouais,
to
ouais.
give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Nous sommes Stanley. Ça veut dire quoi,
mince.
Parabelle?
Je n'ai aucune idée. Faut que je me remette en jeu.
Parabole. Ça veut dire parabole.
Ah non, ça marche pas. Hein? C'est quoi les touches?
Je sais pas. Option.
Ah, ok, attends. Je me remets
Ah.
en...
Mais non, mais tu peux changer les trucs, non?
Non, non, mais je me suis mis en QWERTY exprès pour... parce que je pensais que ça avait... Alors,
Ah, il y a Rudy.
hop. Ok. Left. Ok. Duck. C'était...
Duck.
Je sais pas ce que c'est.
Ah,
Action.
non, j'ai une idée de ce que veut dire duck, mais pas trop. Je pense pas. Attends.
Bon, c'est un
Bah, si, ça
canard.
veut
Hein.
dire- Ouais, ben quoi canard.
Ok. Ne pas les prendre en compte. Annuler ou
What?
annuler. C'est quoi ça? Annuler. Est-ce que ça a marché?
On va voir. Hein.
Oh non! Vas-y, c'était l'autre annulé sûrement.
Quoi? Mais attends, mais qu'est-ce que...
Je sais pas.
Oh, lui, ça va pas ou quoi? Et...
Ah, c'est bon, ok.
Ok.
Et c'était...
Contrôle pour
Ah, ok.
canard.
Ouais, c'est juste genre...
Ouais,
c'est
c'est PC, genre.
Ouais.
Ouais, voilà, c'est contrôle, quoi. Ouais, ok, tu sneak. Mais,
Tu mettais juste contrôle, j'aurais
ouais.
compris. Pas besoin de mettre duck.
Oui, oui.
All
Bah,
of
t'aurais
his
mis sneak
On
aussi,
dirait
j'aurais
qu'il
compris.
glisse là, le
What could it
personnage.
mean? Stanley
Ouais,
decided
bien.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Alors, la meeting room. Ouais. La meeting room.
Ouais, de fou, meeting room. Ouais. Ça a l'air d'être long, sa mère.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Et si j'ai envie d'aller dans la droite?
Je vais à gauche.
Mais non, mais il faut toujours aller à droite.
Tu penses qu'il fallait que je ramasse des trucs là parce que j'ai rush du coup?
Bah, je sais pas, ça a pas l'air de trop...
Yet
Okay.
there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Ok. RIP.
Non,
Attends,
je-
RIP France. Ok, il y a eu un mort.
Il y a eu un mort, il y a juste écrit répond. Ouais, lourd.
Ouais.
Ah, il y a marqué quoi sur merde, Ah, les trucs qui fait de la lumière, même il y a diaporama, voilà.
Ah mon dieu. Ok.
Je vais y arriver.
Ok.
Moyou. Ok.
Ok.
Bizarre comme...
Ouais.
Mais déjà, tu vois, il y a tout qui est écrit et tout, ça veut dire le diaporama, il a été mis comme ça, que
Stanley
dalle.
stepped into the
Ouais.
broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and
C'est bien, ils me disent ce que je dois faire au moins.
Ouais, de fou. Il y a peu de chances qu'on reste bloqué, n'est-ce pas?
Ouais, c'est
there
vrai.
was nothing
Mais-
here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
J'ai envie de désobéir à un moment.
Ouais, mais j'ai peur. Ce qui peut arriver
What?
sur des zombies.
Ok. Ça fait très hôtel, quoi. Ok.
Ah ouais,
To his
chelou comme
manager's
bureau.
office,
Ouais.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
Eh bah, c'est qu'il y a grève. On rentre à la
Stanley
maison.
wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him?
Dark
What he
secret.
could not have known was
Ouais.
that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number.
Quoi?
2845. But
Ok.
of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
C'est quoi ça?
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley
C'est
happened
génial.
to input the correct code by sheer
Je-
luck.
Ok, c'est
Amazing.
J'aime beaucoup l'entendre parler, mais l'entendre parler me fait peur en même temps parce qu'il peut sortir
Ouais.
des dingueries.
Ok.
Ah ouais, ça donne envie, ouais. Et tu penses que si on serait parti à droite, ça aurait fait une fin?
C'est possible.
Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his
Ah ouais.
Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Ouais, je me demande. Hein.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Escape!
Ah.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end
Ah.
of this hall, Stanley
Vas-y, je
was
continue.
meeting death.
Bah ouais, hein.
The door
C'est
behind him
génial.
was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity
Trop bien,
to get
j'adore.
back on track. At
Ça
this
fait
point,
peur, hein.
Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward. and willingly
Il a envie de mourir,
confront his
Stanley, ok. Ils nous ont menti, il était pas heureux. Je crois qu'il va vraiment mourir.
Ouais.
Ok, c'est génial. Oh,
What?
tu vas me dire que je me suis pas éclaté les jambes là?
On n'aurait jamais dû faire ça.
death. Stanley
Ok.
was
J'aurais... Oh mon Dieu, jamais.
surprised. He reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like cutting the eyeballs from a blind man. So he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief shallow life.
Trop bien.
Farewell, Stanley.
Horrible.
Oh,
Farewell, Stanley,
Oh.
cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated
lourd.
as the machine
Ok.
crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Hein?
Mais attends, ça veut dire qu'il y a le narrateur et une autre meuf.
Ouais, c'est notre mort à mon avis à chaque fois. Ok, ils avaient pas de budget pour
And
l'animation.
yet it would be just a few minutes
Huh?
before Stanley would restart the game
Ok,
back in
d'accord.
his office,
Ok, c'est
as
génial.
alive as ever. What exactly did the
Okay.
narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Hein?
Oh.
Ok. Ok. Ah donc on est mort. On est mort dans notre bureau seul.
J'ai pas trop compris ce qu'elle a dit à la fin, mais
Elle a
ok,
dit
ouais.
que enfin, elle nous a dit est-ce que vous comprenez pas que genre quand vous avez appuyé sur recommencer vous étiez déjà mort.
Ouais, mais genre pourquoi?
Ah, ça, je sais pas. Il appuie sur le mauvais bouton.
Oh.
Ouais, c'est génial. Ouais. Ça expliquerait pourquoi il y avait personne dans le bureau.
Bon. Stanley est mort, mais du coup, nous, on vit notre vie, genre. Okay.
Mais c'est pas nous, Stanley.
Bah, ça, c'est nous. Mais genre, là, dans l'histoire, Stanley, il est mort. Mais genre, nous, tu sais, on est nous. Genre, on n'est pas... Je pense pas que là, le personnage qu'on est en train de jouer, on est Stanley. Hein. Et c'est bizarre.
Bah si.
Il est mort, il est mort.
Bah oui, mais justement,
mais qu'est-ce que tu
mort.
fous ici, alors?
Eh ben, écoute, on hante la Terre. Je sais pas.
C'est sympa comme endroit. Exit. C'est là d'où tu viens, hein?
Oh,
Ah non.
look at
Je
these
sais pas.
two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
C'est qui il bosse?
Bah, c'est nous et le
Can you
narrateur,
see
peut-être.
how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
Je pense que le but du narrateur, c'est de nous faire vivre longtemps, parce que...
Oh,
You can stop the program
Attends,
before
quoi?
they both fail. Push escape and press quit. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let time
Waouh!
ça me retombe.
C'est
le cerveau,
génial.
ça.
J'aime trop!
Ouais. Je comprends pas, mais c'est trop bien.
Ouais. Je pense que le but du narrateur, c'est de nous faire vivre. Parce
Oui,
que
bah,
si
j'imagine.
on meurt, bah, y a plus de narrateur. Et puis, voilà.
Waouh.
Et voilà, c'est ma théorie. Mais du coup, c'est fini?
Euh...
Bah, t'es mort, hein.
Tu penses qu'il faut vraiment que je quitte?
Bah, tu peux faire un truc, là?
Je sais pas. Ah, c'est bon. Ok. Recommence à nouveau.
À nouveau.
Vas-y. Hein. Ok.
Bon, bah, on va écouter le narrateur, hein.
All of his co-workers.
Bah, viens, on part à droite, alors.
What could it mean?
Ok.
J'ai rien dit. On écoute pas le narrateur.
Non, mais
c'est le début.
on part à droite.
Ouais, juste parce que c'est le début, on part à droite.
Allez.
Après, on l'écoute.
Ok.
When Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Allez.
Ah, yes, truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all, just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Ah, je pouvais en prendre une autre.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh bah en fait je reviens ici dans tous les cas.
Ouais.
Enfin quoique, je suis pas sûre.
But Stanley didn't want
No.
to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Fais genre du chat.
left.
Est-ce que je vais à gauche?
Bah, on va partir à droite. Ah, il a ouvert la porte.
Ah, bon.
Ah, on n'a pas le choix.
Oh, no, it's to the right. Mistake.
Ok.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's
D'accord.
clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Marmotta, elle a dit c'est sur l'autre droite.
Right, left,
Ouais.
down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely...
Ok,
this
en face.
way.
Oula, je vais me faire écraser.
Ouais, pourquoi c'est allumé?
Je sais pas.
Ah oui, ça va, moi je m'a l'air d'être par là, ouais.
Oh waouh!
No,
Ouah.
no, this isn't right at all.
Dans le trailer.
Not to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley,
Ah
close your
bon?
eyes. Okay. We just have to get back to Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable.
Attends, on est qui déjà?
Rather than waste my time
Ouais,
trying to
salut.
salvage
Enfin, on est
this nonsense,
247, c'est
we'll
ça?
just restart the game
Ouais.
from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track.
Fired.
Okay, from the top.
Oh. Ok. Ok.
Là,
Ouais,
le perso
j'ai même
qui
plus
fait
le choix.
fired.
All of
Ah
his
ouais.
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Bon, on va l'écouter et vas-y, on
Ok,
fera des
vas-y.
conneries après, je pense.
Ok.
Parce que, vas-y, on va jamais y arriver sinon.
When Stanley... Wait, what?
Hein?
What?
No,
Oh,
no, I restarted.
yes.
I swear, I definitely restarted.
je t'ai dit, c'est comme le truc Roblox là qu'on avait fait. Ça a des incidents.
Non, non, mais c'est horrible, je voulais l'histoire de base, moi.
Did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move
Bah non.
the story somewhere or... Hold on.
Ah non, on est toujours dans le choix qu'on a fait. Alors.
Was right
Ouais,
here just
oui,
a
oui.
minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay then, it's an adventure. Come Stanley, let's find the story.
Bah, c'était à droite, non? Ouais, je fais. Oh mon dieu.
Je suis en train
Oh
de
mon dieu.
perdre. Je crois que je suis en train de tourner en rond surtout.
Oui, bah, lourd le labyrinthe. Hein.
Ah, ok, d'accord, c'est vraiment un labyrinthe. Ok. D'accord. Ok.
I'll
Ouais,
say
bah, ouais.
this is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
Non?
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again.
Eh
But it's
oui.
got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
Oh. Quoi? Laisse-moi tranquille.
Bah, on a juste recommencé.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Il va être
Stanley
fatigué à dire
decided to
cette
go to
phrase.
the meeting room.
Ouais.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ah oui, ok.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I'm remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
Allez, vas-y.
Je vais péter un câble. Hein. Mon cerveau, il est pas prêt pour ça. Hein.
Moi non plus.
Eh, il y avait du café par terre. Attends, il y avait un ordinateur allumé. Mets-toi dessus. Non,
Quoi?
derrière. Là,
Ah.
421.
Oh, je l'ai juste éteint.
Mais je voulais voir ce qu'il y avait écrit dessus. Tout
On a un
casse.
look, là.
Mais
Mais on voit rien.
ouais,
Vas-y,
non,
je
vrai.
l'éteins. Ouais. Attends, non. Ah,
Bah oui. Non, oui,
Ça
madame.
va,
Aha! I knew we'd missed
ok.
the story. Here it comes. No, wait, never
Ah.
mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the
Non, mais-
other way.
Il me fait tourner en rond.
Steps.
Grave. Oh,
Ok.
putain de merde.
Oh, waouh.
Now this, well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what?
Oh.
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations!
Yes.
I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job. Oh,
Ça a pas l'air de marcher.
no, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time, I have to restart.
Bah oui, restartons encore une fois.
Allez.
Adventure
Right, I've
Line.
got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line.
Ah oui, donc c'est pas du
Just
tout
follow
le...
the line. How simple is that?
Oh, solitaire.
Ouais. Mais genre ça c'est une fin?
You see?
Non,
Elle
je
est
pense pas.
archi longue, c'est génial.
The story is. It's over
Tu
in
penses?
this direction. Onward, Stanley.
Bah,
to destiny.
Je pense pas que ce soit la suite du jeu, hein. C'est juste parce qu'on est parti à droite, hein.
Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, Is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward,
Yo.
are we implying a
Ah, je peux pas
journey
sauter.
such that a destination is inevitably
Oh
conjured
mon
into being
Dieu.
by
Génial.
the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that.
Ouais, ouais,
You know what?
ouais,
I
ouais.
think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten
Hein?
the mood.
Ouais, ouais. Attends,
Attention.
je crois que je me suis perdue. Ah non, je sais plus.
Euh,
C'est ça?
oui, c'est là, c'est là.
Ok. Ah, oui. Ouais.
Putain.
Wait, cut the music. Go back and look at that fern. Stanley, this fern will be
Oh, j'ai vu cette
very
scène.
important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Ils vont nous demander le nombre de feuilles. Ok.
Ok, on a vu, lourd.
C'est bizarre, pourquoi il y a des... Ouais,
Peut-être
Wait,
des bugs
what?
de...
We're back at
Ouais,
the
des
office.
textures.
No. Line,
No,
you
no.
do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
Ah oui, ok, d'accord.
Qu'est-ce qui se passe? Oui. Eh oh. Bah, ça a fermé du coup?
Je comprends plus.
What? Je sais plus où on doit aller.
La plante, ok. Alors là...
Bah ouais, on est revenu en arrière du coup.
Ouais.
Mais... Oh, il casse les couilles le narrateur aussi. Ouais, tu me diras si on n'était pas parti à droite, hein, mais...
Ah, ok. Non? Si? Je sais pas.
Si. Non.
Je sais plus. Oh. Ok.
Oh.
Ok.
No, not again. Line, how could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Eh.
Ok. Il parle même plus, ok.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us?
Ok,
We're
ok.
intelligent people, right? Why
Oui.
can't we make up our own story?
C'est même plus du
Something
tout la même
exciting,
salle.
daring, mysterious. Ooh, this all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
C'est
Now,
génial.
Yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be,
Je veux
Stanley,
mourir.
I'm ready for it. Oh, no, not you again. Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story.
On va se battre. C'est le boss de
lines
fin à la
from
ligne en
monitor
fait.
rooms. Just don't
On
acknowledge
va nous
it.
étouffer.
We should be fine.
Ah, la ligne est partie. Ok, salut hein.
Ah, a
Ooh.
choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay. So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination
Ouais, bien sûr.
corresponds with the counter-inverted
Ouais,
reverse origin. So starting
ouais.
from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the
Oui.
answer is clearly yes,
Toujours pas la droite.
by all
Okay.
accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
Ah, mince, ok.
Oh, on a eu une ending.
Ah, c'est... ok.
What's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank.
Je veux dire, parce que, en
simply
fait,
because it's
tout est
written
spoil.
here on this thing.
Bah ouais. Hein.
Wall. Well,
Ah, after
you
a long
consulted
time,
me.
Stanley died.
Why don't I get to decide? Why
Génial.
don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be
Ouah,
trapped
c'est
like
horrible.
this. I won't
Oh
restart
là
the
là.
game. I won't
Question
do it.
existentielle, là.
I won't do it. I won't do it.
C'est la même porte.
And the timer
Bah ouais.
stopped.
Oh.
Does that mean did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen?
Alors non, j'ai pas envie que quelqu'un vienne me chercher. Hein.
Okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree?
Tu crois que c'est à nous de restart la game?
In the destination
Je
or
pense
the
pas.
journey. Though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope
Oh,
that's
ça va,
where
hein.
we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime,
Ça m'a fait peur, ok. Allez, on recommence. Il allait tout
all of
oublier.
his co-workers were gone. What could it
Ok,
mean?
bon, on fait l'histoire.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Non, non,
missed
mais
the
je crois
memo.
que c'est toujours...
Tu penses?
Oui, oui.
Mais non.
Ah si, là,
When
il disait
Stanley
qu'après
came
le
to a set
sixième...
of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Il disait qu'après le... Ah mince, non. Après le sixième restart, il oubliait tout.
Donc ça recommence.
Bah, je sais pas si
Yet
ça recommence
there
pour de
was
vrai
not
ou pour
a
de
single
faux.
person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
Pour
decided
vite
to
fait.
go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Bon, moi je dis
Coming to a
suivant l'histoire. Hein.
staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
Ok,
boss's
j'ai très envie de
office.
descendre.
Ouais, moi aussi, mais au pire, on fera ça après, mais faut qu'on ait la première histoire parce que sinon on va rien comprendre. On est là, on n'écoute pas, c'est pas bien.
Oh.
Quoi?
Ok.
Ouais, de fou. Ouais. C'est les toilettes du boss, c'est pour ça il est comme ça, lui.
Ouais.
Je sais pas de explication. Arrête tes conneries. Arrête!
Oh oh.
Non!
Ok, ok.
Non, Émilie,
Ok.
non. Faut suivre l'histoire, faut suivre la... Mais faut au moins passer à la première histoire, après c'est de la merde. Parce que là, c'est pas possible.
Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of
C'était quoi
any
déjà, ça?
human life. What
Je sais
could it
plus.
mean? Stanley wondered aloud to
Le
nobody.
2045.
He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk.
crois que c'était, ouais,
pulling books
25
off the
comme ça.
shelf, looking behind
Non, il y avait un 8.
pages,
Je sais
Ouais,
plus.
ouais.
for
Je crois que ça
clues
commençait
to
pareil.
his situation.
28-45 alors.
But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk.
Ah ouais,
What
peut-être.
could its purpose be?
Elle est...
In fact, this Stanley was in a rush to get through the story as quickly
Dommage
as
que tu puisses
possible.
pas voir les
He
messages
didn't
de...
even have
des...
a single minute to just let
Et genre, je
the
peux pas te
narrator
lire.
talk.
Sauf que...
That kind of anxiety
T'as un truc à
isn't
côté.
healthy, so he relaxed for a
Est-ce
few
que t'as un truc à
moments
côté?
with some calming new age music.
J'ai pas compris.
Il faut que tu prennes ton téléphone et peut-être sur le live et que tu lises les messages.
Ah. Ouais, attends. Je peux faire ça. Je sais pas pour combien de temps, mais vas-y.
Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
Ok. Ah, il y avait un trou. Je
Ah
voulais aller
ouais.
dans le trou, moi.
Mais c'est trop tard.
Oh.
Et ouais. Faut avancer dans l'histoire, madame.
Oui, je suis déçue.
Ben oui, mais... Mais je me souvenais pas du passage New Age, hein, d'ailleurs, accessoirement. C'est nouveau. Je comprends rien à ce jeu. Le truc joue avec mes nerfs, hein, franchement.
Ok.
C'est vrai que c'est pas pire que le métro d'hier. T'as joué là. Non mais attends, parce que le métro d'hier on comprenait rien, mais ça paraissait logique. Là ce jeu paraît logique, mais je comprends rien.
Du coup, qu'est-ce que je dois lire là sur le live?
T'as dit Marmottin et Rodi. Parce qu'elle dit marmottin et genre.
Mais je peux pas voir les messages d'avant.
Ah merde.
Ouais.
C'est trop sale.
Je verrai les
Elle a
petits
dit-
messages, ça.
Elle n'est pas un numéro, elle fait ce qu'elle veut. Et Rudy a dit belle et rebelle.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind
Bon.
Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Ah, mais normalement, j'étais en haut.
What horrible
Ok.
secret
Ouais.
did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Mais oui.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each
On est
board
247, tout va
member,
bien.
employee in
Tout
the
va bien.
building, Stanley's co-workers, the lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Ok. Mais je suis en train de penser à la fin de confusion,
He
mais je pense qu'on aurait
refused
pu
to
continuer
believe
là.
it. He couldn't accept it. His own life
Ah ouais?
in
Je pense qu'on
someone
aurait dû
else's
repasser,
control.
enfin refaire la même truc
Never.
qu'on a fait pour aller,
It was
enfin
unthinkable.
pour avoir la fin de confusion.
Wasn't
quoi.
it? Was it
sais
even
pas.
possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here
Ah
was
mince,
the
j'ai pas
proof,
vu la case de
the
marmotte.
heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content, walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley
D'accord, mais
discovered
ça
that this
explique pas pourquoi y a
machinery
personne.
would never
Ouais,
again
non.
exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Son moment bref, ok, vas-y.
Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the
Uh-oh.
controls, did you? You enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you want?
Bah ouais.
Control?
Stanley, il mérite
Stanley,
plus.
I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't
Hola.
have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. If this machine is activated without proper DNA
Oh.
identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex.
Ouais.
How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires.
Oh, c'est trop bien.
Oh, this is much better than what
C'est
I
pas
had
ça.
in mind.
Non,
What a
c'est ça, je sais
shame
pas
we
c'est.
have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going.
Putain, t'as
I
pas dire
barely
ça.
know where to start. What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated?
Oh,
All right, I'm in a good
pas ça.
mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what
oh,
happened to
ok.
them. I erased them.
Ah,
I
ok.
turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing
je viens de capter.
everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm
Merci
enjoying
Rudy,
this
moi
so
qui nous aime,
much.
c'est génial.
You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter,
mais-
Stanley?
Quoi?
Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off?
Oui, c'est
I mean,
possible.
look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little
Oh,
thing in
ça
the
va.
screen. These numbered buttons, no.
Je cherche
these
l'autre. Ah, il est
colored
là.
ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley?
Vas-y, j'essaye.
That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is? Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death.
Trop bien, ça me rassure.
You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control.
Il y a vraiment la haine
this
contre
world,
nous,
that's fine.
Ouais, je crois.
But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't.
Goodbye. Oh,
Take a look at the clock, Stanley.
ok.
That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here.
Il y a un truc.
Just
Pas
you
employés,
being blown to
427.
pieces. Will
Trop
you
bien.
cling
Eh ouais.
desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say happily ever after.
Pas possible. Je suis pas l'histoire du coup. C'est pas possible.
De quoi?
On va jamais y arriver. On va jamais y arriver.
Pourquoi?
On va jamais finir l'histoire principale.
What could it mean? Stanley
Pas
decided to
principale.
go to the
C'est
meeting.
ça, il faut écouter le
Perhaps
narrateur.
he simply missed a memo.
Ouais. J'avoue, j'aurais pu appuyer sur. Vas-y, c'est
T'as
bon.
vraiment appuyé sur le premier bouton qui est arrivé sur ton curseur, quoi. C'est.
Non? J'ai vu les deux. Je voulais juste appuyer sur on.
Ah ouais? Oh.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad. Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh,
Okay.
hey, look, it's a new passageway. Quelle
Okay.
surprise.
Merci, narrateur. J'avais la flemme
Ouais,
de tout
grave.
faire.
Franchement, ouais.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
On n'a pas réentendu la fille depuis, hein.
Bah non. Je suis pas allée me ressuicider.
The lights
Ouais.
rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Ça fait penser à
What
Limbo,
secret
si
did
j'ai pas
this
de
place
bêtises.
hold?
Ah, attends.
Stanley thought to himself.
Non, je crois pas que c'est pas le nom
He
du jeu, en
had the
fait.
strength to find
Non,
out.
c'est pas Limbo. Bon, bah on va aller voir Termeloche. Et je vais dire comment ça
Little
s'appelle.
Nightmares.
Non.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never!
Ouais.
It was
Et c'est la nôtre.
unthinkable.
Eh?
Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Ça va aller, hein.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again
Il y a un truc là. Hein.
Ok.
Oui, tu peux avancer.
Ouais. Je vois rien du tout.
blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty.
Moi, je vois des traits blancs.
Ouais, moi aussi, ouais.
Was it over?
Non, non, oui. Mais non, vous rallumez la lumière, ça va.
Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine. Unshackled
ouais.
himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had
Qu'est-ce
not
qu'on va
been
voir de
to
l'autre côté?
understand, but to let
Je sais pas.
go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do.
Mais je sais pas, ça se trouve, il va sortir et il va juste voir qu'en fait, genre, je sais pas, on va avoir des lumières ou un truc comme ça pour prouver que.
Oui, il va mourir.
And that was all he needed.
Ouais.
It was perhaps
Comme dans la fin
the
de
only thing worth knowing.
la famille, je sais plus quoi là,
Through the open door.
où toute la famille meurt à chaque fois. Et au lieu de se faire écraser par un train,
Stanley felt
se
the
faire
cool
écraser par une
breeze
voiture.
upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the
C'est
new
marre, j'ai trop de
power.
rêves, j'ai pas les mots de rêve.
This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Ok, tout simplement.
Ok.
C'est beau.
Good ending.
Ouais.
Bien.
Attends, c'est pas fini. Donc y a pas de
Là,
changement.
What Remains of Edith Finch.
Ah, mais ça a l'air trop bien, faudrait que j'y joue. Vraiment.
Ah, t'as jamais joué, c'est
Non.
énorme.
Parce que je l'avais sur la Switch, mais j'ai déménagé
All
avant
of
de
his
d'avoir
coworkers
pu
were
y jouer.
gone. What could it
Ah, merde.
mean?
Ouais.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
Attends 2 secondes.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Accessoirement, je me souviens plus du nom du jeu, mais je crois qu'il avait été fait par les gens. Limbo aussi. Ouais. Qui a fait Limbo? Playdead, Double Eleven, Playdead et Double Eleven. Bonjour. Et je pourrais savoir les Inside. Waouh. Ah là là, voilà. Le jeu, bon, elle est plus là, mais c'est pas grave.
Stanley stayed for a long time in one spot. It's part of a game. He likes to see how long he can go without dying.
Inside, là
So
aussi.
far, he's doing excellent. And if he just stays right where he is,
Allô?
I'm sure he'll keep
Ouais.
up that
Ouais,
good
Inside,
momentum.
là aussi.
Let's observe
Ouais,
the genius
bah en
at
gros,
work.
le jeu, ce jeu-là me fait penser à Inside. Ça n'a rien à voir, mais c'est dans le même délire.
Ok.
Ouais,
Stanley
on
came
est
to a
contrôlé.
set of two open doors. He entered the door on his left. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Mais du coup, ouais, je crois que j'ai interrompu la fin
Wow.
prochain.
Yes, this
Ah
was-
ouais?
Pas trop.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Mais déjà, là, t'as tourné. Ouais, voilà. Merci, faut aller tout droit.
Ouais.
Ça, c'est une autre fin.
Stanley
Hein.
was so bad at following
Ouais.
directions, it's incredible it wasn't 5 years ago.
Oh, ok. Merci. Attends, je suis en train de grignoter à côté. Ah, Faut nourrir mon corps d'artiste. Ok.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her.
Ah.
Oh,
Ouais.
This is it, Stanley.
comment ça?
Your chance to redeem yourself, to put your work aside, to let her back into your life.
Quoi?
She's been waiting.
Oula.
Qui raconte lui?
Ouais. Enfin, ouais, ok.
Bah, faut aller tout droit, hein, je suppose.
Ouais.
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this, to reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Ok.
Eh ben, on va pick up the phone.
Mhm.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your
Oh. Ok.
Oh non, non, non.
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife? They
J'y ai
want to
cru, oui.
commit their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Ok, ok.
Tu penses qu'on peut.
Je voulais pas répondre.
On est obligé de répondre?
This
Non,
is a
j'ai
very
essayé
sad
de... Ah,
story
j'aurais
about
peut-être
the
pu attendre,
death of
ouais.
a man named Stanley.
Hmm.
Ouais.
Ouais. Mince. Non, je veux pas. Bon, d'accord.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his
J'ai un
existence.
petit peu l'impression qu'il parle de nous là.
Mais qu'est-ce que... Mais il me prend vraiment pour un débile.
Look at him there, pushing buttons, doing exactly
Voilà.
what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Allez. Oh.
But in his mind, he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him. And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
Donc en fait, juste on imagine.
So he went further.
Oui.
He imagined that he came to two open doors
Ah, okay.
and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable.
Huh?
It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time. But there is no answer. How could it possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one. And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop.
Ouais,
Here,
d'accord.
watch this.
On est Stanley là.
Next
Wow,
time the
c'est bon. Hein.
screen asks you to push a button, do not do it. You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Mais si t'appuies pas, tu peux pas faire autre chose.
Je sais pas, attends, je vais essayer après.
But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again.
Oui, ok.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Ok.
Ok. On peut pas se rasseoir.
All of his
Et
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Ah merde.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Prends-le.
Mais ouais, par contre ça me retourne le cerveau. Je t'assure que je donne tout pour essayer de
No matter
comprendre,
how
mais
hard Stanley looked,
waouh.
he couldn't find a
Moi
trace
aussi.
of his co-workers.
Est-ce que vous avez vu la salle 203?
203 Pourquoi 203
Est-ce que j'aime les 203?
Ah.
En fait, tu peux rentrer dans la porte 404 parce que j'ai dit 404 c'est cassé.
Non. Ah.
Non.
When
On a dit
Stanley
vous avez fait
came
la
to
porte
set
203
of
parce
two
que
open
jamais
doors,
203.
he entered the door on his left.
Putain. Prends celle de gauche et on descend.
Ouais.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Il y a un bouton.
Non, je suis
Ah
juste
non.
une lumière.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical
1, 2, B4.
sense.
Attends, je l'écris sur le truc.
Ok,
He
vas-y.
began to make other strange observations. For example, why
Okay.
couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming, he yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above
Oh,
the ground.
ok.
Oh.
Trop
Then
bien.
he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Ah,
How
ok.
could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself? Believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life.
Ok.
Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Oh, ça fait mal au cœur un peu.
Ouais.
Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
Lourd.
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh.
Ok.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Ok.
Ouais.
Lourd la
On peut
fin.
appeler une ambulance. Bon.
Oh.
Ok. Trop bien. J'aime bien quand ça change comme ça.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Oh.
Moi, j'ai une fin où tout le monde est là et tout va bien et il repart au travail.
Grave.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
Je fais quoi, du
hoping
coup?
he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Je sais plus trop quoi faire là. Ouais, j'avoue, les corps, c'est chiant.
Here's the door.
J'ai
Just
ouvert.
go.
Ouais.
Je pense qu'il faut
Ouais.
repérer l'histoire normalement et il va se passer un truc.
Je pense pas. Je sais pas trop.
Stanley walked straight ahead
Faudrait
through
prendre
the
l'ascenseur
red
du...
mind control facility.
Non, faudrait prendre l'ascenseur du... Comment t'appelles? Ouah, l'ascenseur du bureau du patron.
Il a un ascenseur?
Bah
Ah oui, c'est vrai.
oui.
Oui, tu m'avais dit non. Moi, je vais me tuer peut-être d'abord. Ah non, mince.
Bah il recommence au pire. Échappe et tu fais recharger
Ouais.
la partie. Prenons l'ascenseur. Ça fait 1 heure qu'on est sur le jeu.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief.
Mais moi j'ai envie de savoir, il y avait une personne qui a été virée.
Ouais, il y en avait même plusieurs.
Et il avait dit qu'il avait fait disparaître tout le monde, donc pourquoi il y aurait des gens virés? Agréable tout ça.
Ouais. Ouais.
On va tout en haut du coup.
Ouais.
On a passé notre temps à descendre, hein, tu me diras.
Ouais, c'est vrai.
C'est un peu long là, il fait combien d'étages votre truc là?
Comment ça a beaucoup bougé l'ascenseur en plus. Hein.
Ah oui, ça part en couille. Ah, on part dans l'espace là. On est dans une fusée en fait.
Possible. Non, en vrai, c'est vraiment possible. Oh.
What?
Ok, génial.
Non, je pense qu'il faut rester et il faut attendre qu'il se passe un truc. Hein. C'est obligé.
Ok. Hein?
Oh!
C'est quoi ces inscriptions sur le mur?
Ouais, peut-être.
Je sais pas, c'est bizarre. Ah, il y en a partout.
Ah oui, bah, ça doit être
C'est
une
juste.
texture
Ouais.
pack. Une texture pack. Ah, je me fatigue.
Oui.
Alors, Stanley Parable. Il y a marqué Stanley Parable Elevator. Moi, je suis intéressée. Hein.
Ok.
Et vas-y. Oui, je sais qu'il y a des spoilers. Il y a 19 fins.
Ah ouais. Et je sais même pas si on a validé des fins en fait. Enfin, genre, je sais pas lesquelles on a validé en tout cas. Sinon, ça va vous? Ah, il commence à chanter.
J'entends rien. Il va devenir fou.
Ouais, ma journée. Mhm. Ouais, j'ai
Il va me dire
l'impression, hein. Oh, franchement, il fait rien.
Mais non, c'est
Bah.
très...
Franchement. Ah, il y a toujours rien. Et c'est quoi le truc avec les horloges, du coup, j'ai pas trop bien.
Je sais pas, pour l'instant, je pas d'idée. J'ai une... déjà, essaie de tomber dans le trou
Here's
de...
the just go.
Je peux plus, je crois.
Il n'y en a plus.
Ouais, ça a bouché.
Non. Non. Ouah, mais il y a des fins, c'est une dinguerie. Attends. Mais je crois qu'il n'y a plus rien à faire en fait. Hein.
Je crois aussi.
Enfin là, quand t'arrives là, il
Ouais,
y a d'autres trucs. Tu veux que je te donne une ending?
Stanley
Je
walked
sais pas
straight ahead
cliquer.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent
ouais, je sais pas.
Ok, attends, regarde, j'en ai une. Attends, attends, attends. Elle est où? Non, j'ai perdu. Ok, attends, restart le truc parce que je crois que
Oui,
ça
c'est
fait de
bon,
la
je
merde.
restart.
Déjà. Il faut que... Non, non, parce que tu viens d'éteindre un ordinateur et c'est important.
Oh, comment
Il
ça?
faut que... Bah oui, mais voilà aussi. Vous allez à l'ordinateur 419.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Ouais. Oh, faut mettre quelque chose dedans?
Il faut input un truc. Attends. Comment tu peux input quelque chose là-dedans? Tu peux pas écrire sur ton...
Oh.
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 Tu dois activate the input. C'est activé là? Input receive. Comment t'as fait?
J'ai juste cliqué.
Ok. Maintenant tu dois restart.
Ok. Mais c'est impossible à savoir ça.
Oui.
Ouais, on va juste tricher
Oui.
et tester.
Ensuite tu
Stanley
vas
knew the
au
office layout
423.
on the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time.
Ouais. Pareil.
Et bah,
ok, d'accord.
Ok.
Je restart.
Tu restart.
Ok, je fais ça à chaque fois.
Ensuite, faut que t'ailles
All of his
dans
co-workers
le...
Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Ok, attends 2 secondes. Il faut que t'ailles au... Il faut que tu trouves un ordinateur juste avant l'office du boss.
Ok. Dans son... Enfin, genre... Est-ce que c'est quand même au-dessus des escaliers?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors,
De
he
toute
entered the
façon,
door
tu
on
verras
his
un truc
left.
input.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his
Je suis
boss's
sûr, il y a un truc à
office,
faire avec ça.
hoping he might find a coming
Ouais,
to a
c'est sûr.
staircase. Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Ok, il faut trouver un ordinateur. C'est lui?
Ouais.
C'est lui. Il faut restart. Il faut aller au 434.
Wait, Stanley thought to himself. Am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that
434.
possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken.
Ok.
Ok, et le dernier... attends. Oui, il faut restart the game. Et faut aller
Ok.
sur ton propre... What? Faut
Ouais.
que t'ailles sur ton
Ok.
propre ordi.
Ok. Oh. Il y a plein de boutons.
Oui.
Oh. Je les éteins. Oh, je
Attends,
les éteins.
attends.
Oh.
Il y a peut-être un truc à faire. Attends. Il faut... Il y a 432 boutons et je pense qu'il
Ouais,
faut
j'avoue.
que je les parle. Ou juste appuie, hein, je sais pas. Ah mais il se rallume, non?
Je
Ah
sais
non.
pas. Non.
Ok.
Ah, mais en fait, genre,
Donne
juste
tout.
quand je clique sur mon écran, là, ça appuie n'importe où. Vas-y.
Ça fait quoi?
Ça appuie là où. C'est pas forcément là où je vise en fait.
Ah ok.
Ouais, ouais, ouais. Ouais. Ouais, ouais, ouais.
Je crois que la musique elle est censée dire push the button.
Ah ouais?
Ouais, ça a dit.
Ça fait beaucoup là. J'ai l'impression qu'il se rallume.
Je sais pas.
Ouais, non, mais c'est sûr, il se rallume.
Ah ouais,
Ouais.
il vient de se rallumer. Ça sert à rien du coup. Maintenant
Ouais.
tu peux. Ok, bon bah tu peux recommencer, j'en ai un autre qui est marrant.
Ok. Ah, ok. Hein? Ah
Ouais.
non, mais ça me.
Ah ouais.
Hein? Je t'en appuyer, tu
Ouais.
penses?
Non, je pense pas. Mais qu'est-ce qui se passe? What? Attends, je regarde ce que j'ai, mais
When
Oh non, ça
Stanley
me
came
met.
Ah oui,
to
t'as
a set
plusieurs
of
fois.
two
Ah.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Va à gauche et va dans le broom. Enfin, va dans le truc. Ah, en fait, t'as plusieurs fois un rat
Yet
d'or
there
et.
was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
Dans le
disbelief,
quoi, faut que j'aille?
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's
Faut que
office,
t'ailles.
hoping he might find
Ah
a
non,
decent
repars en
man.
arrière. Oui, prends ça, broom closet. Reste dedans.
Oh no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Bouge plus maintenant.
Ah, ok.
Sinon, on a fait toutes les fins de quand tu vas à gauche. Non,
Ouais,
non, il en
pauvre
manque une.
flan. Pauvre blonde. Oh, salut Mugiwara. Tout ça.
Oui, voilà, tout ça. Bonjour. Vous êtes perdu parce que on a oublié la plante, jure. Ah, c'est vrai que la plante, on l'a vue, mais
Ouais, ouais.
on n'a rien fait avec. Moi, je pensais que c'était un gros troll, hein, la plante.
Ouais. Bon, déjà, faut que j'attende parce que là.
Bah, c'est censé être une fin, ouais.
Ah. Mais en fait, il n'y a pas de succès, tu sais. Ça se trouve, c'est juste. Attends.
Je troll aussi. D'accord, Rudy. Merci pour ton existence.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his
Ok,
boss's
attends,
office.
attends. Je te lis ce qu'il faut faire avec un magnifique anglais traduit grâce à Google Trad que j'ai la flemme.
Ok.
Écoutez le narrateur jusqu'à ce que vous atteigniez le bureau du patron. Entrez et sortez rapidement du bureau du patron en vous assurant que les portes sont fermées.
Oh,
Toutes les
wow.
portes derrière vous seront ouvertes, y compris la salle de bain exécutive. Retournez vers le bureau de Stanley, une porte vous sera ouverte juste devant son bureau. Si vous retournez à votre bureau et fermez la porte, vous ne pourrez plus rouvrir la porte.
J'ai peur.
En franchissant la porte,
Here's the
vous
door.
serez... Oh, GG.
Ok.
En franchissant la porte, vous serez téléporté. Bon, je te dirai à la suite parce que sinon c'est du spoil. Mais tu dois aller à Stanley, si j'ai pas dit.
Il y a un succès si vous jouez pas pendant 5 ans. Ah ouais, le maxi troll. Oh mon dieu. C'est trop drôle. Du
Ouais.
coup... Ah,
eh
mais il y a des gens qui ont
bah,
réussi le succès du coup.
Probablement, ouais. Et normalement, on aura fait toutes les fins de la gauche. Attends, parce qu'il y a celle de droite et il y a celle où c'est juste avant. Waouh, mais c'est génial, j'adore ce jeu.
Alors. Ok.
Je sais même pas où t'es. J'étais en train de regarder les fins et je suis redescendu et je me suis trouvé sur un endroit. Ok.
Attends, 756. Je trouve que je tourne en rond. Attends. Ah non, je monte.
D'accord.
Ah. Ça commence à être long là.
Oui,
Ah.
faut que tu fasses attention, il y a un panneau. Ok, d'accord. D'accord. Je pense pas que ce soit ce panneau-là, mais. Eh, marqué Escape, j'avais même pas capté.
Ouais. Oh wow.
Ok.
Quoi?
Qu'est-ce que. What? Mais je lève la tête 5 secondes, je redescends, je vois. Ok, voilà, c'est bon, t'as eu l'ending. Parce
Ok.
qu'en gros, il y a marqué. À la fin, il y a marqué. Merde. Commencez pas, madame. 2 secondes.
Mhm.
Je vous assure, j'avance. C'est maintenant. Ok. Donc, il y a marqué. En franchissant la porte, vous serez téléporté dans un long escalier. Une fois que vous êtes allé assez loin, un
Ouais.
panneau vous avertira que le narrateur et Stanley doivent être présents pour que la séquence d'échappement se déroule comme prévu. Le narrateur a été désactivé plus tôt, donc le jeu redémarre à la place. Voilà
Hein?
ce que j'ai eu.
Ok. Donc je refais?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Je comprends pas.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Eh bah,
Perhaps he had simply
panique!
missed the memo.
C'est quoi? Moi, je t'envoie les endings et on regarde ensemble parce que moi, je panique. Ouais, j'ai failli l'envoyer à Ruby.
Sinon on regarde
Attends.
directement la vidéo.
Non!
Ok, ok.
Panique! Ok. Tu pars à droite, il y a plusieurs fins.
Si je pars à droite, il y a plusieurs fins. Ah mon
Oui.
dieu, ok.
Vous me faites paniquer, madame. Enfin, donc, regarde, si tu descends, t'as d'abord le côté gauche et après t'as le côté droit.
Ouais, enfin tu vas me guider un peu. Là, je sais
Ouais,
pas.
ouais, ouais, ouais. Ouais.
Non, c'était non, non, je sais plus. Ah, si, c'était.
When Stanley came to a set of two
Quoi, un
open
warehouse?
doors, he entered the door on his left.
Je sais pas.
Droite. Il faut rentrer dans le dépôt. Ah, faut aller dans le
Yet
dépôt et
there
te
was not
tuer.
a single person here either.
Mais je l'ai déjà fait ça.
Seeing a wave of
Non.
disbelief,
Ah.
Stanley decided to go back to his boss's office,
Ok.
hoping he might find an answer there.
Donc là, faut que j'aille en bas.
Coming to a staircase,
Mais
Stanley
pourquoi t'es
walked
parti à gauche?
upstairs to his boss's
Mais ça
office.
fait 5 minutes.
J'ai même pas capté. Je suis en
Ah.
train de lire les trucs. Non, mais c'est mort. Tu peux restart. Hein. On a
Vas-y.
déjà. Voilà. Excusez-moi, j'ai du mal à suivre. Je donne à fond. Mais...
All of his
What?
co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
Oh mon
decided to
Dieu.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Tu peux arrêter de se foutre de ma gueule.
Ah. Welcome to the
Whiteboard.
whiteboard ending. Oh bah écoute, moi je prends.
Ouais. Tu peux tout ouvrir?
Je sais pas. Non, non.
Stanley
Oh.
went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference. Nor did it advance
okay.
when Stanley came to a set of two open
Okay.
doors.
Droite.
He entered
Oui.
the door. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Tu vas
Perhaps he
tout
wanted
droit.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room? But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired yet.
Attends, il y a deux fins ici. Ne prends pas le truc, 2 secondes, laisse-moi
Ok,
t'expliquer.
ok.
Il y a une fin où en gros tu vas dessus, tu attends qu'il t'emmène de l'autre côté
Ouais.
et tu te butes, ok. Et le deuxième, c'est tu vas dessus et tu ressors direct, comme ça le truc part tout seul et après tu te butes.
Ok.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Whoops, looks like I was wrong. How clumsy of me.
Ok.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley
What
decided
could
to
it
go to
mean?
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Non.
Standing now in this incredible room, Stanley for the first, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone
Ah non, je crois qu'il... Ah merde, j'ai fait de la merde.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Stop trying to
Ah
make
mon
every
dieu,
decision
je sais pas lire en fait.
What?
Oh, oh.
Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you?
J'ai écouté ma petite voix dans la
I
tête.
don't know how to
J'ai même pas vu comment t'as fait.
Moi, j'ai sauté en plein milieu.
want to help you, to
Ah,
show
génial.
you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
Non. Pas envie.
Non.
Now listen
Oh,
carefully,
okay.
this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Qu'est-ce que je fais?
Attends, je sais même pas c'est quelle fin. 2 secondes. You will be... Attends.
On s'en
Et
fout,
je
dans
lis
tous les cas,
stand-up.
c'est 2 fins, donc...
Le rouge.
Ok.
Le rouge.
Ok.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you
J'avoue.
see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Ok.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
L'espace.
Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy. No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me.
Mais...
No!
Oh,
Oh,
pas morte.
no. No, no, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Ah, mais je peux pas mourir?
Let's go
Non,
back
si.
to the other room.
Si, je peux
Non.
mourir?
Can you
Non,
do
non,
that
oui.
for me?
Ok, ok.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You're literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly? Or maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess
C'est
that was
triste.
too much to ask.
Ouais, un peu.
It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours. Is it over? It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
Oh, c'est horrible.
Ouais. Ok, du coup, il y a plein de trucs là-bas, non? Enfin, je pouvais prendre la
Ouais,
porte bleue, non?
et l'autre, tu prends le bleu.
Ouais.
When Stanley
Oh
came to a set
putain,
of two open
pourquoi la
doors,
fin elle est
this
si
was not the
longue?
correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yeah.
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Non. Et avec
Stanley was so
456.
bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago.
Là, tu as une fin où tu peux te suicider sans monter sur le
Stanley,
truc.
I think perhaps we've gotten off
Ah,
on
ok.
the wrong foot here.
Ah, mais il y a
Voilà.
plus de.
I'm not
Ok,
your enemy,
vas-y.
really, I'm not.
Ah mince.
But in his
What?
eagerness to prove that he is in
Pourquoi t'as fait
control
Ouais, ça aurait
of the
été plus
story
simple de rêver.
and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from
En fait, il y avait plus de plateforme pour aller sur la porte bleue, je crois.
Ah
all
ouais?
his coworkers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Il y a vraiment une fin avec la porte bleue?
Bleu?
Ouais.
When
Oui.
Stanley came to a set of two open, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was grand, majestic, perhaps, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's
coup,
incredible
là,
he wasn't 5 years ago.
Là, juste tu te butes. Sans
Ok.
monter sur le truc.
Ok, ok.
À moins que t'aies envie de faire la bleue, mais vas-y, moi je
Non.
te fais.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
C'était la powerful ending.
Ok.
Even now, Stanley's office was a distant memory. What did it look like? There was a computer, perhaps, and a painting. Was it a painting or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Vraiment qu'il y a une
When
fin, c'est à
Stanley
toutes les
came
fins.
to a set of two
Ouais,
open,
c'est
this
pour ça
was
que
not
je l'ai
the
fait en
correct
vrai.
way to the meeting room,
C'est la
and
même
Stanley
chose.
knew it perfectly well.
Sauf le truc des 5 ans.
Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Attends.
And here it was, the lounge. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Il faut qu'on fasse celle-là aussi. Mhm.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't 5 years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the
What?
fact is
Il y a une fin où tu dois jouer pendant 2 heures.
You all this time?
Bah, en vrai, ça va pas tarder.
There's
Hein.
someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Non, mais
Someone
c'est
you've
une
forgotten
fin.
about.
Hein?
Tu dois être dedans pendant 2 heures.
Really?
Ah,
I was in
ok.
the middle of something. Do you have zero
It's
consideration for others?
Ouais.
Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me
Bleu.
prove it.
Bleu.
Let me prove
Bleu.
that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door. Aha, perhaps you misunderstood. Stanley walked
Bleu.
through the red door. I still don't think we're communicating properly. Stanley walked through the... All right, fine, go ahead, Stanley. You want to know so badly what's
Oui.
out there? You want to find out what lies at the end of this road you've chosen? Well, don't let me stop you. You see,
Oh.
there's nothing here. I haven't
Oh,
even
putain,
finished
ça me
building
fait.
this section of the map because you were never supposed to be here in the first place. Broken rooms, exposed developer textures. Is this what you had wanted? Was it worth ruining the entire story I had written out specifically for you? Do you not think I put a lot of time into that? Because I did. And in the end, it was all for nothing. Because this is what you wanted to see. Help me here, Stanley. Help elucidate these strange and unknowable desires of yours. What would have made this game better? What did you want to see? Vehicles? Skill trees? Work with me. You've given me absolutely nothing so far. Tell you what. Let me take a stab in the dark at a new design, and you can give me some feedback. There we go. A third option. This already feels leaps ahead of where we were before. Go ahead, Stanley. Take it for a spin. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Now, tell me about your experience with this new version. Would you say that the game
Attends.
benefited from allowing you more choices? Feel free to be honest. I'm looking for some real critical feedback here.
Je crois que c'est ça.
Je veux pas noter.
C'est-
1.
A 1? I mean, I can understand if you had reservations, you saw ways the game could be improved to more fully express itself mechanically and artistically, but a 1? That's not even helpful. What am I supposed to do with that? But I guess it isn't my place to judge.
Le pauvre, ça fait mal au cœur.
In your previous playthrough, I've compiled a new version, and to be perfectly candid, I think I've knocked it out of the park with this one. Let's take a look.
Mais il y a des trucs qui vont apparaître, non? Attends.
Now, would you say that competitive leaderboard helped you feel motivated to
No.
keep walking through doors? Again, honest answers, please. Hey, I nearly forgot. I've got a prototype of a new game I've been working on, and now would be a lovely opportunity to give it some playtesting. You wouldn't mind taking a look at it, would you? Perfect. Let me boot it up. In this game, the baby crawls
Oh, wow.
left towards danger. You click the button to move him back to the right.
J'ai envie qu'il
And if he
atteigne le
reaches
feu.
the fire, you fail. It's a very meaningful game, all about the desperation and tedium of endlessly
Je crois que-
confronting the demands of family life. I think the
Il faut
art
faire.
world will really
Ouais,
take
franchement.
notice. But of course, the message of the game only becomes clear once you've been
Je pense que c'est
playing
pour ça
it
qu'ils
for
ont mis un
about
bébé.
4
Hein.
hours. So why don't you give it 4 hours
Qui veut le
of play
sauver?
to make sure it's effective? Be sure to keep notes on your experience. You heartless bastard. Did you do it because you hate babies or purely
Ouais.
to spite me? Because if it's the latter, well, I don't know what to do. I'm completely out of ideas. I can't think of a single thing that might improve the experience for me. I'm not even going to try. I'm out. I'm done. It's over. Thank you for playing. Your input was extremely valuable. Oh, hey, since my game was so awful, why don't we play someone else's game? Just to ease the pain. Let's see. Yes, this seems like
Oh
it.
putain, un câble, le
Let's
pauvre.
give it a shot.
Ouais. Oh non.
Well, so, better? At
Mais
last,
quoi?
the one thing you've always desired. A game I had absolutely nothing to do with. But is it enough? Tell me that, Stan.
Oui.
Will it
Ça fait
ever
bizarre.
be enough?
Oui, c'est trop
Well,
bien.
I'll say
C'est
this,
trop bien fait.
I'm done making things for
Ouais.
you. From now on, I will only create to fulfill a greater artistic purpose. Watch this, Stanley. I'm going to build a house.
Oh non, il fait une maison en terre.
Here, no, here, and then.
Oh. Ah oui,
Mais
carrément.
Let's see, what does it need? Yes, of course. And just to finish it all off, yes, it's complete. I made this.
C'est
Stanley.
génial.
Look at it. Gaze upon my work of art and feel ashamed
Ah
of
ouais.
your own inadequacy. Ah, but you've only seen it from the outside. You've only gotten half the experience. Please, step inside and make yourself comfortable. Isn't it grand? Isn't it perfect? It could only be better if... Wait, that's it. We must rebuild it out of
Ah oui,
diamond.
carrément.
Diamond everything. Yes, yes, yes. Come along, Stanley.
Allez.
We have to go mining.
Oh, c'est génial.
Oh mon dieu.
Oh my, it looks like it's going to get a bit dark. Have you brought a light?
Non,
Non.
qui a besoin de lumière?
Oh, no, 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 no. This is far more open-ended than I had in mind. I'm looking for something more narrow and linear. Something that makes you feel utterly irrelevant. This won't do at all. 1 out of 5. Even the diamonds couldn't save this one. Okay, new game.
Oh, oh non.
C'est trop bien.
Oui.
Yes! I don't even know what this game is, but I love it. You, trapped in a glass box with no way out,
C'est Portal?
listening
Je
to
sais
me
pas.
talk. Oh,
Ouais.
it's
Ok.
inspired. I couldn't have done it any better myself. What is this game even supposed to be? I can't figure it out. Okay, now I'm curious. Let's go find out what the hell this is.
Oh, tu peux break the puzzle.
Break the puzzle. Trop bien. Oh. 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 J'arrive plus à le ramasser. Oh. C'est un tuto sur comment faire un portrait?
Je sais pas, je vois pas.
Quoi?
Ah, on a cassé le verre, je crois.
Ouais.
Enfin, le...
Non,
Ouais.
On a cassé ça là. J'en sais rien.
Ah. Alors ça, c'est du véritable travail d'art.
Oh.
Nique la musique.
Ouais. Ça fait rien.
Alors, laisse-moi regarder. What? Il faut que t'arrives à sortir déjà, il y a un problème là.
Comment ça? Je peux pas juste taper.
Moi, je sais pas ce qu'il faut faire. Hein.
Oh mince, j'ai coincé le truc de l'autre côté. Oh!
Oh.
Ok.
Ah, t'as pété le truc, genre.
Non, il y avait juste pas de vitre, je crois.
Je reviens.
Et il y a juste pas de porte.
Oh, it's a puzzle. Critical thinking, Stanley. Your forte. Genius.
Ah ouais.
No, actually, you know what? I think that's plenty. I really don't care much to see you stumble through any
Ah,
more of these
génial.
games.
Ok. Ah, je suis tombée dans les tréfonds du truc là. Ok. Oh! Ok. Oh wow.
Bonjour. C'est bien?
Écoute, je suis tombée ici.
Ouais.
Je sais pas.
Alors. J'aurais jamais pensé que le jeu soit comme ça.
Ouais. Franchement,
J'aurais au moins pensé qu'il y avait des gens.
ouais.
Et la seule personne qui s'est mariée là. Marielta. Oh, j'ai 8% de batterie.
Oui, j'ai même pas de reflet.
Ah non. Ah, mais c'est un miroir, pas une vitre?
Je sais pas. Ah non, si.
Non, c'est...
Ah, c'est une vitre, je crois, si, oui.
Ouais.
Triste. Je voulais y croire.
Ouais.
Oh.
I wonder what he found. If what he wanted was to be the leading man in his own story, well, perhaps he's gotten it. Down in wherever he is right now. I wonder if he's happy with his choice, and if he's learned the heavy cost that comes with it. He'll understand soon what I was trying to tell him. He needs me. Someone who will wrap everything up at the end, to make sense out of the chaos and the fear and the confusion. That's who I am. That is what I mean to this world. Oh, yes. Yes, I'll be back. There's no other way. Once this ends, after it all comes to a close, then I'll be back. The end will be here soon. Very soon. I can wait.
Ok.
Ok, maintenant tu vas... tu vois le ending avec la femme là, où il y a qui dans sa maison qui
Ouais.
se transforme et tout.
Ouais.
Là. Cette fois,
All of his
tu
co-workers...
ne réponds pas à l'appel
No, this isn't the right office, is
Ok.
it?
et
Is this
tu
Stan's office?
enlèves. Alors attends, tu unplug the phone. Ça a du sens, faut que tu ailles sur un mur et que tu unplug.
When Stanley
pas le
came
mot.
to a set of two open, this
Ouais,
was not the
toucher
correct
des
way to
branches.
the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Ça veut dire tu... Ouais, voilà,
He wanted
exactement.
to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Eh ben non.
Stanley was standing following directions. It's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Et si je vais dans la porte rouge et que je
Look,
sors,
Stanley,
mais je sais
I
pas,
think perhaps
il y a
we've
pas une fin.
gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not
Pas
your
que je vois.
enemy, really,
Okay.
I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
Ok.
That's her, Stanley. You... Oh, no, you can't... Did you just unplug the phone? No, that wasn't supposed to be a choice. How did you do that? You actually chose incorrectly? I didn't even know that was possible. Let me double check. No, it's definitely here, clear as day. Stanley picks up the phone. He's taken to his apartment where he finds his wife, and the two pledge themselves to one another. Music comes in, fade to white, roll credits. Not picking up the phone is actually somehow an incorrect course of action. How is that even possible? None of these decisions were supposed to mean anything. I don't understand. How on earth are you making meaningful choices? What did you... Wait a second. Did I just see... No, that's not possible. I can't believe it. How had I not noticed it sooner? You're not Stanley. You're a real person.
Oh.
I can't believe I was so mistaken. This is why you've been able to make correct and incorrect choices. And to think I've been letting you run around in this game for so long. If you'd made any more wrong choices, you might have negated it entirely. It's as though you completely ignored even the most basic safety protocol for real-world decision-making. Or did you not grasp the severity of the situation? Well, I won't have that kind of risk on my watch. I'm going to stop the game for a moment so we can educate you properly on safe decision-making in the real world. Please observe this helpful instructional video.
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person. But if used incorrectly, can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations. Or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make? Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
C'est génial. Practice. Oh mon dieu. On a des exercices.
Excellent. Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less? And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.
Ah, welcome back. You may have noticed that this room has begun to deteriorate as a result of narrative contradiction. But not to worry. Now that you're properly informed on good decision-making, we're going to revisit a choice you made just a few minutes ago and see what the correct thing to do would have been. This way, please.
Ok.
Nope.
La porte, je pense.
Ou
Oh.
pas.
Je meurs. Je sais pas.
Non, non, non.
Now that we
Ah,
know
c'est bon,
your
je sais pas
choices
ça.
are meaningful, we
Ah, mais du coup, il t'a protégé, MDR.
dying.
Oui.
Character dying senselessly halfway through the story. The story would make no sense at all. We just need to get you home as soon as possible before the narrative contradiction gets any worse. Unfortunately, it seems this place is not well equipped to deal with reality.
Ouais, ok. Je reviens juste à la vie normale.
Non, pas trop.
Almost there. You'll take the door on the left, back to the correct ending, the story will have resolution once again, and you'll be home free in the real world.
Ouais. Vas-y, on va essayer.
Alors,
Ah, ok.
Now remember, all you need to do is behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first. I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task. Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
attends. Parce qu'en fait, tu as 2 fins. Enfin, genre, j'ai pas tout compris, mais tu peux partir à droite ou à gauche. Et si tu vas à gauche, tu continues la même histoire, mais ça va bugger à la fin. Et si tu vas à droite, c'est une petite fin.
No! Why did you do that? Quickly, hurry back in the other direction. Perhaps we're not too late.
On part,
Ouais.
ouais. C'est tout? Ok. Ouais, non, c'est ce qu'il y avait marqué. Pour ça.
Ok. Ouais, du coup, ouais, fallait faire la porte de droite avant celle de gauche. Ok.
Owen, I can't believe, after everything we talked about, that you... My story! You've destroyed my work! Why? For what? What did you get out of that? What did you think was so special about seeing the game undone, left here like so much garbage? It's worthless now. And what am I supposed to do? Even if there were a way to continue, would it be worth it? To know that my story is now incorrect? How can I go back to that? I can't erase that knowledge. I'll have to live with it forever. Reliving its impossibility forever. I couldn't live that way. Is it better to shut the game down entirely? To willingly destroy all of my work? I don't know. What's the answer? What do I do? What do I do? What do I... No, I have to. I have to shut the game down. I have to. I have to.
Ok.
Bon, c'est fait. C'est des
Ouais.
aliens là?
Je sais pas.
I'm here. I'm still here. Here in this pile of rubbish. With you. You. Who thought you were so clever. Now look where we are. My entire game is destroyed. It was the only thing in the world that was mine, and you've run it into the ground.
On aime bien
What,
oublier
did you
les
think that would
narrateurs.
be funny?
Ouais,
You
grave.
just had to see? Didn't I impress upon you how important it was to be like Stanley? He actually knows how to do what I tell him to. He understands that if I say to do something, there's a damn good reason for it. That thought hadn't even occurred to you, had it? That there's a world outside of you? You're a child.
Ouais, et alors?
My story. If you'd just gone through the door on the left, you would have seen it. There was a whole underground facility. You would have destroyed it and been victorious. It would have been so perfect. I worked so hard on
Après,
it.
tu peux refaire
I
exactement la
tried
même
so
chose, mais tu
hard
pars pas à droite.
to behave exactly as Stanley would. That means choosing responsibly and always putting the story first.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
I'm quite sure you'll be up to the task.
Alors, attends.
Just follow my lead and you'll be fine. All right. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Ah, je panique! 2
Ah,
secondes.
ça va, ça va.
En fait, je comprends rien à l'histoire. 2 secondes, hein. Ah. Prends gauche.
Ok.
Oh, ça donne.
On va faire comme Stanley.
Oui.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might... Coming to a staircase,
Oh.
Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, il y
Il
a
y a
plus
forcément un
de...
truc à faire avec les toilettes.
Ouais. Oh,
C'est fermé!
ouais. Là, je pense que je peux aller dans l'ascenseur? Oh. Ok, ça a changé. Wow.
Stepping inside his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this.
Ouais, c'est bon, tout va bien.
Until he saw the door with a voice receiver next to it. Surely behind this door lay all the answers to his questions. And beyond all probability, he knew the passcode. He had seen it on his boss's computer just last week. Night Shark 115. Was this the code to open the door? Would it still work? There was only one way to find out. Stanley had been trained never to speak up, but now he would draw from within himself the courage to face the unknown. He drew a sharp breath and then spoke the code.
On est censé parler là. Allez! Il a perdu la voix là, je crois.
Stanley spoke the code.
Ah, ok.
Night Shark 115. He spoke it into the receiver, right there on the wall.
Ouais.
I'm sorry, is there a problem? You didn't mishear me, did you? Please speak the code into the receiver. Otherwise, we can't get on with the story. This is a crucial step. Okay, fine, you're not gonna do it, but you know what? It's pretty humiliating to bring you this far, only for you to suddenly decide you have better things to do. I asked you for this one single thing, for your respect. The kind of respect Stanley shows for his choices. He knows what it means to take a story seriously. If you didn't want to see
Il
what I
parle
had to
beaucoup,
show
hein.
you, then why did you come
Ouais.
here? You had a choice, you know. You could have gone through the door on the right. You could have done whatever the hell you wanted over there. Why did you come this way? Speak. Say something to me. Explain yourself, you coward.
Ok.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
C'est notre personnage.
Stanley?
C'est Stanley. Nous, là, c'est le joueur quand t'es en train de jouer.
Stanley, please.
Ouais, ouais.
I need you to make a choice.
Oh.
I need you to walk through the door. Are you listening to me? Can you hear me? Is everything all right? Stanley, this is important. The story needs you. It needs you to make a decision. It cannot exist without you. Do you understand me? Whatever choice you make is just fine. They're both correct. You cannot be wrong here. We can work together. I'll accept whatever you do. I simply need you to take that step forward, please. Choose. Do something.
Tu veux que je te dise Escape?
This is more important than you can ever know.
En fin de compte, après avoir franchi les 2 portes au moins une fois,
Ouais.
vous, le joueur, passe Stanley, quittez le corps de Stanley et apparaissez au-dessus du plafond dans la salle des 2 portes.
Stanley, are you there?
N'ayant personne le contrôlant, Stanley est gelé sur place. Le
Ah,
narrateur
ouais.
supplie Stanley de faire quelque chose au fur et à mesure que le générique est fini.
Time to make sure your choice is
C'est pas
correct.
logique.
That is the best choice.
C'est trop triste, le narrateur, il est au bout de sa vie là.
Wait for you to decide
Ouais.
what's the right thing to do. Take as much time
Oh,
as you
hey.
need.
Ouais.
Pour moi, c'est fini. Enfin, après, il y a les pré-trous d'or room ending. C'est-à-dire qu'il faut pas que tu prennes les deux. Faut pas que tu ailles à droite ou à gauche et faut que tu ailles avant.
Ouais.
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This couldn't go any way except badly. The thing to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me. Nothing will break me. In here I can be happy.
Bah ouais, franchement c'est la fin la plus
I
simple.
will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure, beyond any doubt, was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive. Soon, very soon now, this will end. He will be spoken to. He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes.
Ok.
Ok. Ne sors pas. Ne
Ok.
sors pas.
Ok.
Donc, tu peux fermer la porte de ta salle.
Ouais.
Ferme-la.
Ouais.
But Stanley
Et-
simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make
What?
a decision?
Bah c'est ce
What
que
if
je
a
viens de faire,
crucial
mais
outcome
et
fell
quoi?
under his responsibility? He had never been trained for that. No. This
Allô, allô?
couldn't go anywhere except badly.
Ça va aller, hein?
Mais,
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
mais, ok, attends.
Vas-y, lis la fin avant que je le fasse parce que...
Oui. Je crois qu'il fallait pas que tu sors.
Mais non, mais je peux remettre, on s'en fout.
What? Pourquoi il y a un téléphone
Ah, ça
qui
se
sonne?
ferme pas. Ouais.
Téléphone qui sonne.
Hello. This is a recorded message scheduled either by you or a person in your place of work. The purpose of this message is to warn you about the dangers of recorded messages. If at any time you believe you are listening to a recorded message, please terminate it immediately and cease all flow of information from the recorded message into your perceptual sphere. Thank you, and have a pleasant day.
Faut sortir par la fenêtre.
Ok.
Faut marcher sur la chaise.
Quoi?
Marche sur la chaise.
Mais quelle chaise?
J'en sais rien. Il y a marqué monter en haut sur le bureau de gauche avec l'ordinateur carré 434.
434.
Dans le premier bureau et sortez par la fenêtre. Ceci est possible en marchant jusqu'à la chaise et en continuant dessus. Vous allez alors vous accroupir et sortir par la fenêtre.
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Je fais des photos resto.
Vas-y, si t'es motivé.
Il y a un moment où on dit ça, on parlait pas des écrans.
Ouais, non, ça fait rien du tout.
Bah, laisse tomber, hein.
Ouais. Mais c'est bizarre que ma porte soit
Alors.
toujours ouverte.
Bah, maintenant, tu peux faire ce que tu veux. On a le whiteboard. Alors, le whiteboard ending, on l'a eu,
Ouais.
accessoirement.
Ouais.
Voilà. Ah! Et l'une des endings, faut l'avoir pris sur Steam.
Ah oui, ok.
Donc, on a fait toutes les endings.
Ok, eh ben, c'est sympa.
À moins que tu peux essayer la 434, mais par ça, tu peux.
Ouais. Elles sont bizarres les portes, t'as vu? Elles se font dans
Ouais.
les deux sens. Je sais pas, c'est bizarre.
Oh, oh. Ça me met mal à l'aise.
Came to a set of 2 open doors. He entered the door on his left.
Oh, il faut que tu écrives face punch sur ton clavier. F-A-C-E-P-U-N-C-H.
Attends, mince. Ça fait rien.
Non, tu te fous de ma gueule. Non, je suis pas d'accord.
Bah si.
Non,
Si.
non,
Bah si, du coup.
non.
Je vais peut-être...
Oui, peut-être. Effectivement.
Mince. Ah non. Non. Quoi? Quoi? Non. Je vais jamais y arriver. Attends.
Ah, c'est parce que t'as
Parce qu'en
parti
fait,
faire... Ok.
ouais, en écrivant, ça a fermé le truc. Oh, ok.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh, attends, il y a... Va
Stanley
dans la
decided to
whiteboard
go to the
ending.
meeting room.
Oh.
Perhaps he had simply
Oh.
lost a memo.
Mince.
Va, c'est bon. Va dans la whiteboard ending si tu arrives. C'est derrière, Emily. Derrière. Non, Emily, je repars
Mais
en
c'est où
arrière.
derrière?
Every little
Mais repars en
thing
arrière.
worked, but it didn't make a single difference.
À ta droite.
Nor did it advance the story in any way.
Ouvre les portes.
Ah, voilà.
Ok, rentre dedans. Et après, si t'appuies sur le bouton... Bon, c'est un easter egg, mais si t'appuies sur le bouton... Panique. Si tu appuies sur le bouton... Use sur ton clavier, ça fait un bruit.
C'est quoi le bouton use?
Bonne question. Tu vois,
Ok.
une bonne question. Quel est le bouton use? Attends,
Non mais...
il y a marqué use.
Moi, pour moi, ce serait entrée, mais ça fait rien. Donc...
Bah, attends. Non, mais moi, je rigole pas avec... Mais dépêche-toi. Ouais, je sais pas c'est quoi le bouton. 2 secondes.
C'est pas grave, sinon.
Mais non. Bouton use. Clavier. C'est ça, normalement, non? Mais non, il m'explique rien. Énerve. Ah, c'est... What? Bullshit. Je ne sais pas ce que c'est.
Ok.
Là, on a fait toutes les fins, du coup. Et ce truc-là, c'est un easter egg.
Ouais, ça marche. Bon, bah écoute, c'était sympa. Petit jeu.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no.
Bon.
Ce fut un jeu super sympa, au final.
Ouais, grave.
Et j'ai rien compris.
Ah oui, non, mais l'histoire, du coup, ouais, j'ai pas...
Ouais.
Ouais.
Du coup, l'histoire de base, c'est ils sont tous disparus et en fait, t'apprends. Mais ouais, mais attends, ça explique rien. Parce que si. Après, elle a dit qu'il les avait fait disparaître pour l'histoire. Mais. Oh mon dieu. Ouais, bref, c'est le narrateur qui tape des barres. Hein. Franchement, j'ai pas de questions. Mais c'était trop bien. C'est drôle. Il parle beaucoup, hein. Mais faut bien meubler, tu me diras.
Ouais.
Mais c'était vraiment trop cool.
Ouais.
Ça m'a fait très bizarre, par contre.
Yeah.
C'est trop bizarre. Enfin, genre, c'est comme mode de jeu. Genre, habituellement, tu sais, les modes de jeu à choix, genre, c'est pas. Bah, je m'attendais pas à un truc comme ça. Genre, c'est
Ouais.
waouh. Ça vient de me retourner le cerveau. Je n'arrive pas à exprimer mes sentiments. Et vous, madame?
Bah, c'était très cool. Hein. Pareil, j'ai pas compris, hein, mais c'était cool.
Et on a été belle et rebelle.
Ah.
Très
Bon,
marrant.
bah voilà. Je vais mettre fin à ce live. C'était
On l'a
sympa.
fait en 2h04. Donc,
Ouais.
franchement,
Ouais. Non, c'était rapide en fait.
bah ouais.
Plutôt cool.
Après, c'est sûr que quand t'as toutes les fins, tu prends pas 2 heures, quoi. Mais,
Ouais.
enfin,
C'est sûr.
quand tu connais pas toutes les
Oui,
fins.
oui, oui. Par contre, le truc des horloges, j'ai pas trop compris, mais vas-y.
Mais j'aurais pensé que c'était un historique, mais
Ouais.
je sais pas. Faut aller voir des vidéos.
Mm.
Je pense. Si ça pop dans mes recommandations, j'irai voir.
Fin du stream, nouveau jeu. Oui, la plante. Non, ouais, non, je vais arrêter le
Bah
stream.
oui, non, la plante, évidemment.
Ouais.
Elle a trop servi cette plante. Elle était magnifique. Vraiment.
Ouais. Ah ouais.
Prochaine fois, tu veux faire quoi?
Comment?
Prochaine fois, tu veux faire quoi? Doki Doki?
Ouais, ouais. Ouais, parce que ça fait 2 semaines que je veux le faire et à chaque fois vous me proposez un jeu, du coup.
Mhm. Franchement, quand tu es, j'ai plus les mots. Quand t'es là, tu m'appelles. En gros.
Quand t'es là?
Et
Quoi?
ouais, quand je suis là, ouais. Non, quand toi, tu es là. Attends. J'ai
Comment?
plus les mots. Quand tu es. Ça m'énerve. Quand tu as un trou dans ton emploi du temps et que tu peux
Ouais,
faire le
ouais.
jeu, tu m'envoies un message. C'est bon, je vais y arriver. Un
Ok.
jour.
Ok.
Seigneur.
Ok. Ouais, ouais. Doki Doki Next. J'ai hâte.
Ouais, prochain jeu. Et ça me rend dingue. Mais du coup, t'as genre jamais joué au jeu,
Non, j'ai jamais joué au jeu.
mais tu connais le jeu.
Oui, oui. Bah, j'avais regardé un let's play, mais il y a longtemps quand il était sorti, du coup, j'ai complètement oublié.
T'as oublié l'histoire.
Ouais, vraiment.
Mais t'as le gros, genre. C'est à la fin.
Non.
Même pas.
Non, non, je te jure, j'ai tout oublié.
Ah
Comme je te
ouais.
dis à chaque
Ah,
fois,
mais ça va
j'ai
être-
juste le début, quoi, le truc marquant du début.
Avec qui?
Avec la meuf aux cheveux courts.
Ah, ok, ok, d'accord.
Voilà.
Bon, bah, ça va être cool de te regarder jouer.
Ouais. Oui, parce que du coup, bah, je serais étonnée, alors que je l'ai déjà vu.
Ouais. Moi, je serais là, bah ouais.
Ouais. Ah oui, mais t'étais sûrement déjà plus grand.
Bah ouais, redis moi aussi, ça m'a marqué. Je l'ai regardé une
Ouais, je
fois.
sais pas.
Je regarde une fois à cause de Doki Doki Deluxe, du coup. Deluxe Plus, Doki Doki Plus. Mais ouais, ça m'a
Mais
beaucoup marqué,
après, c'est
quoi.
vrai
Surtout
que
la fin,
déjà...
quoi.
Ouais, mais déjà, les let's play, ça me marque pas. Genre, faut vraiment que j'y joue pour que
Ah
ça me
ouais?
marque, ouais.
Ah ouais. Ok. Bah écoute,
Donc voilà. On va y aller en totale surprise.
ouais. Tu vas lire les phrases? Faut lire les phrases.
Oui, je vais lire les phrases.
On prépare un thé, parce que là... Mais vas-y, ferme ta bouche, j'ai même pas envie de te parler. Mais
Mais ouais.
écoute, faudra parler. Je sais pas comment on va faire, mais on verra.
Bon, ça marche.
Enfin, adieu ce live long.
Ouais. Au revoir tout le monde.